Sandra. Welcome back to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is supposed to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life in order to help you and yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every now I'll post a new video. Don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of Awesome Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories books, and Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook, available on Amazon. Just type either of these titles in, Asexual Perspectives or Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook. So today's episode, let's crack on. Very, very important episode today. So you've probably been following my journey this week. It's been a really emotional day for me. This whole since Sunday's been a really emotional week for me and very difficult for me. When I'm in an emotional state, crying, upset, anxious, I just can't do much, and it's very debilitating. I do have anxiety, so it just makes things worse. Generalized anxiety disorder, right? And I don't see my disability like fibromyalgia and generalized anxiety disorder, which is a mental health condition as well. I don't see them as weaknesses. I see them as strengths, being able to overcome lots of obstacles and challenges with these extra issues, if you like, going on. But it has been a really difficult time for me because obviously, if we go back to Sunday now, one of my friends who I've been friends with online for about 4 years, he said something. He friended one of my female friends, and he wasn't a good guy in the past. And to cut a long story short, he then wasn't completely honest with me and said a lie about he didn't friend anyone we did. And anyway, his motive I was skeptical of because he wasn't good messaging women in the past, but he told me he wasn't like that anymore. So anyway, as he lied to me, I felt I couldn't trust him and that I had to block him on Facebook. And I decided to still give him a chance to explain himself in email, because he's not a bad guy overall. He's really nice. He's not abusive. He's not narcissistic. We've been together as friends for like 4 years, I think now, and I've been introduced to some of his family on camera. He used to tag me and post with him and his friends. He used to share a lot of my work and support me. And so, there's a lot of good quality friendship things there over the years, And so I wanted to give him my effort out. And anyway, to cut a long story short, he's getting some therapy and he's kind of recreating a new version of himself. And I was just woke up because me and him have been attracted to each other romantically and aesthetically, and kind of that's all got mixed up with friendship. And kind of I admitted I have love feelings for him, but I know they're friendship. I don't know if they're more than friendship. But then I thought about relationships and stuff with him. I was just so confusing. And anyway, I woke up and I was just so anxiety induced when I woke up. I was really nervous, really scared, because I thought, I was talking about relationship stuff. It was kind of like maybe it was headed that way, although he didn't ask me to be in a relationship with him. And I thought, you just lied to me. And I felt really awkward. The fact I was even thinking about a relationship with him, because obviously it's not online to me. I don't like lies. I can't stand them. And anyway, it was kind of really difficult. And anyway, I just basically had to send him this email to clarify that I can't be in a relationship with anyone at the moment, because he would not be the right guy for me to be in a relationship with anyway. He hasn't asked me that, but I'm just clarifying he wouldn't be, because I can't be in a relationship with someone who's lied, set in the version that he currently is or has been. I couldn't have that person because he'd be no good for me. And I also did mention this Tunisian guy, said the Tunisian guy is not right for me either, as he is, right? And so, neither of them are any good for me, right? And so basically I said to him that I just need to be on my own, not in a relationship with anyone, because even the thought of being in a relationship with someone is just really anxiety inducing for me. And I can't concentrate on my work, on my career. I feel like in a way that romantic relationships are like kryptonite. It's like really weird because I'm hyper romantic. It's like kryptonite for my soul, because it's like as soon as I start thinking about a relationship, I get disempowered. Relationship anxiety kicks in. I get really nervous, scared, anxious, worried. I just can't do it. I want to scream and pull everything away from me. And that's basically what I had to do with this email. I sent them this email, really long, emotional email. It basically said, right, well, I'm not going to look for an email for you anymore. If you want to email me, do. If you don't. If you want to put me on, if you want to like share my stuff on your profile, do. Don't. If you want to put me on your profile, do. Don't. If you want to share behind the scenes on your new profile, not your old one, do. Don't, because he's going to create a new Facebook profile probably. And anyway, and I was like, oh, and I don't want you to feel restricted or anything. And, you know, basically I'm setting you free. I wasn't completely sure everything I'm setting free from, but I basically said, do what you want, blah, blah, blah. And if I hear, you know, whether I hear from you again or not, I don't really, you know, I didn't say they don't care, just that it's okay either way, right? So basically I was saying, I'm setting you free to do and be what you want, do what you want, because, you know, because they were on about me creating a new Facebook for them. I'm like, no, because they want me to trust them, basically. But I was like, no, I'm not doing that, because I live in a completely different country. The IP address is different. You have to prove your identity. I don't create fake profiles or anything like that, you know? I just don't do it. I don't like that. And if you did anything bad, it'd be bad under my name, you know? So anyway, but I suggested you could put some of my, like, he could put my picture on his profile if you wanted, and said I share the work of this, my author friend, you know? But then in the end, it was like, you know, do what you like with your Facebook. I mean, so yeah, anyway, I kind of like was like, yeah, here you go. You can go for my life if you want. You know, it's fine. And so anyway, I was prepared. Well, I did. I'm like, I'll set you free. So do what you want. Anyway, later on in the evening, he came back with a really beautiful message saying that he doesn't want to lose my friendship, that I'm one of the few people he always wants in his life, and that he considers me a best friend, and that he's going to recreate himself with his best friends and his best friend and his family, and his best friends, including me, is like his family. And I just thought that was one of the most sweetest messages I've ever read. I'm feeling really good about that. I'm feeling good that I kind of like set him free first, like pushed, like, here you go, have your freedom. You can go and leave my life if you want. And he doesn't want to. So, you know, and, you know, best friend, I like that idea, you know, because it's like, I can't be in a relationship with him. I made it clear he wouldn't be good enough for me, certainly as he is. And, you know, I don't know if he's ever going to come to UK or not. And I can't have that kind of worry. And I can't do an online relationship. And I just couldn't be in one with him. It'd be totally wrong, especially as he's just lied, you know, because he's recreating himself. But I still have to see how that version pans out, right? And anyway, I just think his being an online best friend as a real kind of honour. I know it sounds weird because he's like, but I just took it as an honour. Because, you know, I think it was very heartfelt and genuine. We have been friends for like 4 years, and I didn't realise he considered me a best friend. And, you know, and it's nice for him to have me supporting him as a friend in that way. So yeah, I just really happy with that outcome. I think that's good. Best friend is like more than just the average person, and some kind of special, and still mean a lot to him. And I can't be anything but a friend anyway. So I already told him that. So that's good. That's kind of, I think that's sorted now. I'm feeling good about that situation. So hopefully that'll be fine. So I think with me and him, we're sorted out now, I think. And so that's one person kind of out the way, right? So, you know, out the way as in he's still going to be in my life, but out the way as in it's not a problem anymore. I don't feel it's a problem anymore. So that's really, really good, because it was really upsetting me. And I was feeling really bad and for everything. Not that it was my fault, but I just, you know, everything was just getting on top of me. So, you know, and I said to him, I can't be in a relationship with you or anyone, because I just can't be in a relationship, because personally for me, I cannot focus on my career, on my book publishing business and everything I want to do in my life career-wise if I'm thinking about romantic relationships. It made me realise again that I cannot be in a relationship. I must not pursue a relationship. It's really difficult because I'm hyper romantic. And it's kind of a force of habit that I do end up feeling like I want to be in a relationship, right? And I still got that in my head, but I think it's probably not with either of these guys, not with my Indian friend. Well, certainly not now, and maybe not ever. At the moment, I'm saying not ever. And can't be with the Tunisian guy as well. Like, the Tunisian guy would have to probably change over a period of 5 years for me to even consider it, because he had some abusive things, you know, some of the things he said was quite abusive in some ways, you know, like telling me to like lose weight and not eat. I mean, that's just like a punishment type thing for his own selfish desires of having a skinny girl. I mean, at the end of the day, that's not love. But there was a lot of things about the Tunisian guy that would need to be changed, and he probably needs to have a whole overhaul of his personality in a lot of ways and stuff he does for me to even consider him again. You know, and it's really weird because obviously he sent me this postcard, and if we go back to this again, it's really, really strange because he said he understands why I had to leave, which is important. But it says that that they're stuck with me. I'm stuck with you. My heart and my memories are still in the past. I did not know that breakup was just a start. The main thing is moving on. I tried to and I failed to do so. I'm still into you. Right? But then when we get further down, they start saying, well, I'd like to say that I'm really changing to the better person you expected, and learning about boundaries and healthy love and how healthy love's supposed to be, strictly respectful to others' emotions and expense. And then he says, seriously loving you was very difficult. Seriously, stop loving you was really difficult. Oh, seriously, I think he's saying to the things he's actually learning. They said, stop loving you was really difficult, and stop missing you is next to impossible. Because basically every night he thinks of me when he lies down. But stop loving you is really difficult. Seems like he has actually been able to do that part, even though it was difficult. But he still thinks about me every night. So that doesn't make sense with the rest of what he's saying, that basically his heart and memories are still living in the past and that he's stuck with me. And that, you know, and about him feeling that we're soulmates. And then it says at the end that I miss you so much. I really still adore you deeply. Take care. You know, eternal love. And so it's kind of like, well, have you stopped loving me? Because it said, the way it's written is those past tense. Stop loving you was really difficult. So that's like he's already got over that part. So, you know, it's like, well, have you stopped loving me or not? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a bit contradictory. But with the Tunisian guy, you know, he did have some narcissistic traits. I'm not saying he's a full narcissist, but there were some traits. So he would need to look up those type of traits and any abusive traits and read through them and discover what type of things he was saying that was like that. Because he would need to change that. Obviously, if he is a full narcissist, he won't be able to change. If he's just got some traits but not actually fully like that, then it's possible he could change. True narcissists never change, but I'm not sure he's actually true narcissist because he was willing to make some changes in his life. So I don't think he would necessarily be able to even contemplate that if he was a true narcissist. But anyway, so yeah, so some things about him, like for example, on his profile, Facebook profile, he used to say things that were not true, like he worked at certain places, like Asexual Humor. He doesn't work at Asexual Humor. He just like tagged the page basically and said he worked there, but he doesn't. So, you know, that's like false pretenses. It's like people think he works there and he doesn't. So it gives a false impression of him. And there were some other places he said he worked which he didn't. And the other places, you know, some of the places he'd worked in the past and left and hadn't written, he'd written like it was written like he still worked at them. And then, like I said, things like asexual places he doesn't work at, and Asexual Humor, he doesn't run that page or own it or work for it. He just basically tagged it because he liked it and said he worked there, which is not the point. So with the Tunisian guy, he would have to literally, you know, like I said, make so many changes. And I think he would have to be away from me for like 5 years to change, to be the guy I would need him to possibly be in a relationship with me. At the moment, he was completely still unhealthy for me. Just like saying he's been learning about stuff is great. I think that's a really good start, but it's only been 4 months and you can't change someone's conditioning and their bad behavior in just 4 months. It doesn't work like that. So he would need to like not lie on any of his Facebook profile, like all the jobs which he says he's doing, which he's not. It's just a lie. I don't like liars. It's deception. Saying he works at Asexual Humour when he doesn't is deception. So he would have to, you know, for me personally, my standards of being in a relationship, and also what he should want for himself, and what every blooming adult young guy should want, is honesty and not deception. You know, like. And obviously, like, he's changed his name as well on Facebook like twice since we weren't together, like different surnames. And it's like, well, who the heck are you actually? You know, can I see some ID? Because I don't even know who you are. You know, and if someone's changing their names, it's like some of it's got to be fake names, hasn't it? Right? And I don't know any healthy couple or marriage where they've got Facebook pages where they're hiding. Either hiding behind symbols, he's not hiding behind a symbol, but hiding behind symbols, creating fake profiles, and lying on their Facebook. I don't know anyone who has an adult, proper, healthy relationship that does that shite. Excuse my language, but it is. Right? Why would I want to be in a relationship with that type of guy? I don't want that. It's something that really bugged me when I was dating him, and I talked to him about it, and he's like, oh, but I like the page and I want to tag it. You know, I can't tell someone what to do. I don't want to control their lives. It's up to them. But I just disagree with that. And personally, I don't want a guy. I don't have to be with him, do I? I can choose not to be with him, which I have done. I don't want a guy who goes around lying in his Facebook. I mean, it's unfair as well when he says he works at Asexual Humour. If you're an asexual that's come across him and he's friended you, you'll think, oh, good, he really supports, you know, he works for asexuals and he's got all these, you know, like he's working for Asexual Humour. He's not working for Asexual Humour. That's just deception. He shouldn't be lying like that, you know? Ego. It's all ego driven, you know? Well, he said it's to like the page, but you can like the page and follow it without actually saying you work there. So there's no need for that, you know? And using false names. Like I said, I don't know any healthy marriage or relationship with people using fake profiles and fake names. My dad is very good on his Facebook, right? Me and my dad don't always see eye to eye. I do love him, but you know, but one thing I have to say is his Facebook is really good. I'm not friends with him on Facebook. I decided not to be friends with my dad on Facebook. I have my reasons, but it's best to keep that type of thing separate, I think. But anyway, one thing I do like about his Facebook profile, I have messaged my dad on Facebook occasionally, but anyway, something I really like is about his Facebook profile is he said that he's a happily married man for X amount of years, 52 years to my mum, you know, and he uses a real name with real pictures, not hiding behind a friggin' symbol, not making up jobs and bullshit that he doesn't actually work at, you know, like he would never do stuff like that. It's not what an adult guy does, right? I know my friend John, younger guy, 30s, and he is married to his asexual wife. They're both asexual, right? Again, he's got pictures of him and his wife. He uses his real name, as far as I remember. I was going to say at one point, actually, he did, I think, before he got married. Back in the day, I think he did use a different play name, actually. So I can't say he's always used his real name, if I'm honest. But anyway, he uses real photographs. He does use real name now. And, you know, and anyway, so they're happily married, right? But he doesn't make up places he's worked or working. But, you know, I know other couples. I know my best friend Sam, for example, and their partner, right? They have photographs of them together as well as separate. And, you know, and they use at least their first names as real. They usually use their first and last names as well, although Sam's changed their name, but legally. So, you know, I don't know of any healthy adult relationships where they go around like making stuff up on their Facebook, you know. So in terms of the Tunisian guy, right, I'm only halfway over him, right? I've been split from him, dating from him now for just over 4 months. Well, it's 1st of November. I'm filming this on the 18th of March 2022. So live, obviously. So, you know, 4 months, it takes me 8 months to get over someone at least. So, you know, I've got another 4 months to go. So I'm halfway over him. So do I still have feelings for him? Yes. But it doesn't make me want to go back to him because there's so many things that would be wrong about me about him for me specifically to go back to, because I can't be doing with someone who writes rubbish in their profile, stuff that isn't actually true, you know. And it does bug me the fact he says he works at a place like Asexual Humour when he doesn't. It's not good representation. I think it's very deceptive. You know, just imagine if everyone did that, that's asexual, said they work at a certain asexual place. It's just wrong. So I don't like that. To me, it's lies and deception. And I bet you if I checked out his Facebook now, I'm not going to, it would still have those type of things on there. And that would be conclusive that he hasn't changed. And also, like I said, he's got changed his surname twice. So again, he can't be using his proper full name. And again, to me, that's not maturity. That doesn't mean he's changed at all. I bet he's probably got still the same Facebook friends, if not more, on there by now. Friend collector. He's one of those friend collectors. There's no need for him to be. He's not running a big, you know, he's not running an internet business, you know, like, and he mixes like work. You know, he takes names of customers to be his Facebook friends. That is just totally not something you do. It's overstepping the boundaries. You know, you don't go and do that type of stuff. My friend, he used to say to me, oh, well, I work at a hotel, it's different. It's like, not. My friends worked at a hotel. My friend used to be, best female friend used to be a chef. She also used to be a cleaning supervisor and stuff like that. She's got minimal Facebook friends. It's just rubbish. You know, so you don't have to, I mean, I can understand staff, if you're friends with some of the staff, that's different, but not customers. Usually, you know, there might be the odd exception. But on average, you just don't go around doing stuff like that, you know. Customers are personal. You don't go mixing that type of stuff unless you fancy the customers, which you shouldn't be getting their stuff. It's not good guys who does that. So, you know, and then and that's another thing, like I couldn't trust them because of that. So that's probably not going to have changed, because he's not going to have changed that much in 4 months. So that's another reason why I can like get back with him. Another thing is, like I told you, put me down about my weight, saying, oh, you'd have to lose weight to not to eat, you'd have to lose weight to be in a relationship with me. I mean, that's just disgusting put down and belittlement. It's a very abusive type of thing. He used to call his best friend like dickhead boy, and that's really abusive to his friend. He thought it was funny and a joke. I don't find that stuff funny. I think it's really abusive. Why would you put someone down? Why would you use negative talk towards a friend like that and speak to them in that disgusting, derogatory manner? You wouldn't. It's not a good person that does that type of thing, you know? So that wasn't good. You know, and I could list like stuff like, you know, like when I was talking to him, like he then started talking about going away on cruise ships and saying, oh, I've got my whole life ahead of me. A bit like, because I'm an older girl, I don't have any life, which is totally untrue. I've got a big life ahead of me where I'm making remarkable changes in the world with my books and this channel, right? Which is a lot more kind of like than he is, you know, doing in terms of helping other people rather than just himself. Although he has done some charity, like voluntary work. He has done some voluntary work, which is a good thing. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, and you shouldn't be speaking to me like that, putting me down about my life. You know what I mean? So put downs again are a narcissistic, abusive type of thing. Belittlement, put downs, making derogatory comments about someone, even if it's in a jokey manner, is not good. If anyone puts you down in a jokey manner and being derogatory to you, it's really abusive, right? So that's another thing that you would have to change and not do. He flirts with guys and girls in messages, puts like hearts and whatever on there. Again, I wouldn't be happy with that. You know, you can't trust the guys going around doing that and stuff. I even saw a message in there where this guy told him to stop flirting with him, you know, and stop putting flirty emojis on there, right? So that I couldn't be doing with someone in a relationship like that. That's not good. I want faithfulness, not blimmin' flirtatiousness. So I couldn't trust him with women or guys, it seems. But you know, so, and he used to be really flirty with his best friend as well, but yet not be gay. So that was very weird, you know, saying stuff to him, best male friend, like you would say to me. It's just like word for word, and it's just too much. I didn't like that at all. You know, and so these are like a lot of the reasons why I couldn't be with him. When he was talking about going on cruise ships, it's like, well, I told him I didn't want an online only relationship. And there's no way I want to be in a relationship with a guy while he's swanning off halfway around the world on a cruise ship. You know what I mean? If he wants to go and do a cruise ship, he shouldn't be having a relationship. And he was very fixated on an online relationship. And I told him time and time again, I cannot do an online relationship, and that he would need to come to the UK. So that's another reason why it's absolutely pointless in his postcard asking me to start a relationship with him again. One is because obviously he's not really changed, especially not if he's changing his surnames, and like it's not even being true and honest there. And I bet he's not changed the majority of this stuff, if any of it. And just learning about something's not the same as implementation, you know. And I can't be in an online relationship anyway. He can't come over here. He's studying for 3 years. He doesn't have the money to come to UK. He's told me that. So how could I start a relationship with a guy who lives in a completely different country who can never come to the UK? You know, what would be the point when I've already told him I don't like that? And if he's learned about boundaries and healthy love, then he should have learned as part of that you listen to the other person's needs in the relationship or potential relationship. And if I've already told him multiple times that I cannot do an online only relationship because it's not what I want someone in here in the UK to kiss, cuddle, hold, and I am not getting married for a visa or anything, which is another thing he suggested, which is very, very bad. You know, and so he would probably argue, but I thought that was the only way to get in here. It's like rubbish. There are other ways of getting in the UK, but it takes a lot of work, as in like earning a lot of money, slogging your guts out, doing 3 jobs, whatever it takes to get the love of your life if you really want it that bad, right? You know, it's like other guys do it. This is what makes me mad and quite angry. I see guys coming to, for example, my city, Exeter University, and they have literally, some of those guys have literally been working so many hours in their own country. They stayed at home living with their parents, and they've just got all the money they can possibly get month after month after month, and worked out how much they need to come over to the UK, and they've saved all that money, and then they come over here. But it sometimes takes them years to do that, and months, and like loads of overtime and loads of hours. Some people do 3 jobs to come to the UK. Yeah, you get other guys that just want to sponge off women. Oh, marry them for a visa, have the easy life, basically, or so they think. You know, and it's disgusting. It absolutely disgusts me and horrifies me, right? So, you know, I've told him multiple times I don't want an online only relationship. So him asking me to get back into a relationship with him is really not very thoughtful about my needs, is it? It's just thinking of his needs, again, not mine. You know, and he hasn't got the money to come to the UK, he told me. But apparently he could put $2,000 together to go to Canada, even though he's got no money. I mean, again, that seems like a lie to me. If you've got enough money to get, if you've got a way to get $2,000 to get to Canada, then you have got means and ways of getting money. And, you know, if you can save $2,000 that quickly, then you could just keep saving $2,000 over the year until you've got enough money to come to the UK anyway. So that makes absolutely no friggin' sense. Do you know what I'm saying? And also I saw posts on his Facebook, you know, where he's got an iPhone, for God's sake. Do you know how much iPhones cost? I don't have an iPhone, I have an Android, which is half the price of an iPhone. It's not cheap, is it? You know what I mean? So, you know, maybe his family paid for it. But I mean, even so, it's not like there's no money. Do you know what I mean? Like sell stuff online and save up to come to the UK. You know what I mean? Like if you really want it that badly, do it yourself. Don't sponge off women. I hate spongers. You know, and so, you know, and it was me doing the work to make suggestions of how he could get into the UK. I was asking my cousin, because she's with a Tunisian guy that he works, you know, and you know, and I was trying to get him all the links of HMRC, and I was trying to find loads of ways for him. You know, it's like me doing the work, right? If he really is interested in a relationship with me, he'll spend the next 5 years actually truly changing himself, really changing himself, all these things I've mentioned. And then he would actually find a way to get over to the UK himself. And then after 5 years of changing, real change, if he actually has, then maybe he would ask me out on a date, and he would be lucky if I would actually go anywhere near him, because I don't trust people who have abusive traits and who are not nice people in that way. I'm not saying everything about him is horrible, but I'm saying, you know, and you know the way he behaved towards me, of all the problems I had on this channel. No doubt he was behind the trolling about my age and stuff. It's like, if you don't want an older woman, why are you still asking me to have a relationship with you? If you don't like the fact I'm not a skinny girl, why are you even asking me to have a relationship with you again? Right? It makes no sense. And he owes, you know, at least he could do is a public apology as well. Like, come on and say, hey, I'm really sorry because what I said about Sandra wasn't true. And, you know, and it was me who was the problem. So, you know what I mean? It's just, it's not good. So I'm feeling quite angry about it, you know. It's like, you know, he's asking me for a relationship basically because he knows because he still watches his channel, no doubt, in secret, although he hasn't added that to postcard, which is another bit of a deception, because he knows how I am, because he can see me on here. It's not, you know, he's blocked, but, you know, people see people in secret. And also his mum's profile popped up a long time ago, back in December, I think it was, on this channel. But I didn't realise it was mum straight away, only after I deleted the message, and then I had it still in my kind of like cookies, so I could see it was his mum. So he's probably using his mum's profile as well. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he hasn't watched me. And obviously the postcard is as if he doesn't know what's been going on in my life for months. It's just rubbish. I know he watches me in secret. I just know these things. And so, you know, it's kind of like he would have to change all this stuff I've mentioned about himself for me to even contemplate a relationship again with him. And to be honest, with the way he's treated me, my friends, and created multiple Facebook profiles, multiple Twitter fake profiles in the past, how could I ever trust him? How can you ever trust someone who behaves like that? You know, and I've seen how he treats some of the other women he split up with, or they've split up. Well, I should say they rejected him. And, you know, and it's like, he doesn't take rejection very well. And at the end of the day, if a woman doesn't want to be with him, she doesn't want to be with him. There's reasons for that. It's not necessarily the woman's fault. It's his behaviour and attitudes that's not suitable for the woman. I'm not saying that he's bad or got a bad attitude with everyone. Just sometimes people are not compatible at all. But me and him are not compatible, as in the term, as in all that stuff I said. You know, he likes young, thin girls. Well, I am young, but not in birth certificate age compared to the young girls that he likes. Like I'm in my 20s in my mindset, and my lifestyle's really young, and I am really, really young anyway. So to me, that just doesn't matter, and I'm really young, and I don't care what people think. But you know, to him, it's like he didn't even say anything to do with my age. In some times, but other times it's like, oh, what if I come into the UK and, you know, the age difference, what are people going to think? It's like, that is not someone who wants to really be with an older girl. Guys who are into older women do not behave like that. Guys who are into older women are really like, oh my God, I'm with an older woman, it's my dream. I've like been like fantasizing about this for years. Now it's a reality, you know, and God, you know, I want someone who's into my body. I'm asexual. Right, I don't need to reveal my naked body, but I want a guy who's really into my body, because obviously I'm going to be cuddling him, I'm going to be kissing with him, he's going to be able to feel my body. You know what I mean? When I'm sat on him or cuddling him, I don't want to be thinking, oh my God, this guy's not into my body because he wants a skinny girl. You know, I don't want to be a skinny girl. I want to be able to eat what I want when I want. You know, I eat through the night because I'm like up doing this like at 1:20 a.m. in the morning. I need my fuel, you know. And sometimes I do skip meals because I'm so much pain with my fibro and anxiety and everything else that's going on. And then I end up eating really late, you know. And so, you know, I don't want to be worried about stuff like that. I want a guy who's like, oh, you're so beautiful, because I think I am beautiful. You know, I don't want to be a skinny girl. I actually think that two skinny girls showing the ribs is disgusting. It really turns me off. It's repulsive for me. I know sometimes when I see fitness coaches on Facebook before and after, and they show a woman's body before she lost weight and got fit, and afterwards I'm like thinking I'm not into women, but I'm thinking the woman's body looks better when it wasn't skinny. I honestly believe that. I think he just looks so unhealthy skinny. But I am into skinny guys. I like skinny guys. But, you know, if I get with a guy who's not skinny, I'm not going to go around, you know, I'm not going to go around saying, oh, I want you to be skinny and to make yourself skinny. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go around doing that, because I love the person for who they are. I don't go into a relationship with them thinking, oh, right, I'm going to ask them to lose weight. You know what I mean? It's just disgusting. And the fact he even thought that and said that is just so insulting. You know, so, you know, I can't see how there's any benefit. Liam, you're a gorgeous, beautiful person, Sandra. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you. Lots of love. Yeah, you know, I do love myself. You know, I don't want to be a skinny girl who doesn't eat anything and worried about her weight and, you know, and what I can eat and can't eat. I just want to be able to eat whatever I want, you know, when I want. And have a guy who's comfortable with that, you know. If I want to sit there eating popcorn on a movie night, I don't want to be thinking, oh my God, he's watching me eat popcorn thinking, how many calories is that? Oh my God, she's consuming that. You know what I mean? It's just like ridiculous. And so, you know, that's another reason, you know. But I mean, you know, the only way he could possibly come to the UK, I think we decided, was like he would have to go to Canada first, and I think you have to be there for a couple of years working, and that's the only way. And I don't even know if you could get into the UK permanently like that, or if it would just be for visits. I don't want a guy who's just visiting me. Or France, but it probably would mean that he couldn't actually move from France to the UK. He could only visit. Well, I don't want that long term either. You know what I mean? I mean, it was an alternative at that time that would have meant I could see him a bit. I don't really think I want to live in France. If I was living abroad in a country, it would be France. But I love the UK so much. I've got so many benefits in the UK. The healthcare in my actual city is amazing. And, you know, and I like London for business opportunities as well. I just love the UK so much. I don't want to move. So, you know, I can't see how he thinks it's even possible for me to have a relationship. One is because he treated me so badly that I'm not just gonna forgive and forget after 4 months and think, oh wow, he's changed in 4 months. Of course you're not going to change in 4 months that much. And the fact he's changed his own name twice on Facebook since I've known him, it means he's not being a complete honest adult. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, things that were good about him, he was good at chatting and message. The conversation's very flowing with him like that. I did like that about him. It's one really good trait I thought he had, was like flowing conversation back and forth. Although I did play him this love song and I thought he'd really love it, and it's kind of like, oh, I don't really like that. And I'm like, oh right, that's charming. Right, you want me to like love you and to express my love for you, but like you're kind of just like, oh yeah, I don't like that, you know. And it was like Armageddon. Don't want to miss a thing. I mean, you know, the movie Armageddon, it was a song called Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. It's one of the most beautiful love songs to ever exist, in my opinion. And so I thought he'd really like that. And so it was like, I don't really like, you know, didn't really like it. And it's kind of like, you know, it's like hurt my feelings quite a lot, you know. I was thinking I'm trying to be really romantic here. But, you know, but there's just no compatibility. He really originally wanted marriage and I don't. You know, he wasn't into kissing. But I think with me, he would like kissing now. I did actually get that. He changed on that, I think. Actually really changed on that he would have liked me kissing him. So I think he did do that one really big change in that way. But yeah, he's got loads of photographs of his arms around women and stuff. I just hate that type of stuff. So, you know, I just personally do not think he's compatible with me or suitable for me as he is. And, you know, he should find someone that he's more compatible with. And if he can't get over me, then he would need to change to become a better version of himself. But if he changes just to try and get me back, it's not going to work, because like we had this conversation on this channel a few days ago, like the only way or was it yesterday, the only way you have true change is if you do it yourself, because you want to do it for yourself and you really believe you have a problem and need to change. And like I said, there is no indication he's had any therapy or attempting to have any therapy. And he does need therapy for the way he speaks to people and for the fact he's deceptive on his Facebook profile, saying he works at a place he doesn't, for putting me down, for putting his best friend down, for like the stuff he said to me, controlling behavior and stuff. It's not good. Moods and all sorts of stuff. He just needs to like really, you know, say, look, I have these problems. I really want to work on them. And I understand that I've got to sort them out. You know, he should sort them out for himself, for life, you know, but he's not at that maturity level yet. He's 25, but it's not like he's a kid. So, you know, it's not like he can't do the work and actually, you know, because I've known other guys younger than him that's more mature in that way. I just, you know, like, so there's no real change, is there? I don't see any real change. I see the change that he's been looking at these things about, you know, love and feelings and boundaries and stuff. I think it's good he's doing that. Don't get me wrong. I want to praise him for that. I think anyone who's doing some work is better than no work. And I think that's a good step in the right direction. And I think he should be proud of himself for doing that. But without implementation and creating real lasting change, it's kind of just a gesture. You know, it's basically saying, well, I've done this, like, come back to me now. It's like, life doesn't work like that. You have to truly change yourself. And I think it would take about 5 years to properly change himself. He's got 3 years of study, and I don't want to be in a relationship with a guy who's studying for 3 years abroad in his own country. And I'm not into having an online relationship. I've made that perfectly clear. So as he's learned about boundaries and healthy love, he should understand that he needs to listen to the person's needs in the relationship, you know, and clearly he's not listened to me. So yeah, there's so much stuff. he's sorry for himself. Yeah, I mean, he's putting in the post. Yeah, he's putting in the postcard. Like I said, Liam, it's very weird because he's put basically that like he understands why I had to leave, and that it seems like his life stopped, and that he's stuck with me, and that his heart and memories are still with me, which is nice. But I don't know if stuck with me is not so nice in the terms of like, it's like, well, I'm not saying, you know what I mean? He could say, well, it seems like I'm like, I don't know, destined to be with you or something. I don't know, stuck with you. I don't know if that's a nice thing or not. I'm not sure about that. It's a bit like I'm a piece of tape just stuck to you. I don't know. Anyway, I take it it's meant to be nice. But you know, but it does say here, stop loving you was really difficult. Like he's actually stopped loving me, but to stop missing me is next to impossible because he thinks about me every night. But it's like when you say stop loving you was really difficult, it's like, well, it was really difficult, was meaning past tense, I've done that. But then he goes on to say, you know, but then he said about the fact that he's stuck with me and that he, you know, and that he can't move on and that he's still into me. And then it says he misses me, really adores me deeply, you know, and it says about making a decision to go back with him, you know what I mean? But it's like he doesn't love me anymore, but he's saying he does, but he doesn't, because it was difficult, but he's done that, but he still misses me every night, it's still into me. It doesn't really make much sense. It's a contradiction, isn't it, really? You know, but he is feeling sorry for himself, yeah. And I think he should feel sorry for himself, because I would feel sorry for myself if I actually was in his position. I'd be thinking, my God, I've lost the girl of my dreams. Because despite the fact he said about the weight and stuff, it's like he never mentioned that to actually while I was talking to him then. And you know, I'm thinking, you know, you're clearly attracted to me because you're telling me you are. So why do you need me to change my physique? Do you know what I mean? Because you're clearly attracted to me. Otherwise, you haven't even been frigging talking to me and saying the stuff you did to me. You know, it's like, you know, but yeah, but I would be feeling sorry for me if I was him, because I'd be thinking, God, I really blew it with a gorgeous girl who loved and adored me so much, and I could have had such a wonderful relationship with her. Because if he wasn't deceptive on his Facebook, you know, writing jobs at places he's not actually working anymore or not even working at all. You know, if he was using his proper name on Facebook, if it was like not putting people down like me or his best friend, and if he wasn't like belittling and like trying to control, and if he was like picky over his Facebook friends, I mean, you know what I mean, and not friending women in his old jobs and no doubt new jobs, and friending multiple girls around the world, which is clearly because he might want to go to any country and have a girlfriend in there or get a visa or whatever he was up to. You know what I mean? It's just not good guys that do this type of thing, you know? There's a lot of stuff that he would need to change to be. But if I was him, in his position, as I know he is in his life, you know, I think I was probably the most beautiful thing in his life. And I did love him. I'm still not over him. I've still got another 4 months to go. Just that I'm over him enough to know that I'm not going to go back to someone like that. When I actually think this time, I think about the negative stuff more with him. Actually, when I first split up with him, I wasn't thinking so negatively. I was seeing the really positives about him, despite what he said, like, oh, you're just like not seeing the beautiful relationship. I actually see a lot more negatives now. Miss, yeah. He has lost an amazing person. Yeah. He's definitely, yeah. I mean, you know, I did love him implicitly. I did adore him. I loved him as much as I would love any Indian guy, which is really strange. Even though I did tell him that if I met an Indian guy over here, because I don't want an online relationship, then I would be with an Indian guy over here, because I don't want an online relationship. I've said that 55,000 times. I can't drum it enough, you know? And so, you know, and so, yeah, but, you know, I was shocked that I could love someone that much who wasn't Indian. It absolutely shocked me, you know, and it's not easy because, you know, I do still have feelings, but they're controlled enough to like not go back to someone who's no good for me. It's complete incompatibility as it is. And he's not the type of guy I want. I can get a better guy than him, you know? And so, you know, I'm not with anyone at the moment, but, you know, I need to be single. I need to be single and stay single right now, because I cannot be having all this upset. My emotions have been all over the place since Sunday. And I've just been so upset, and I can't get any work done, basically. And I just wanted to do some stuff, and I just can't do anything. I'm just so upset. I've been crying and stuff, and I can't actually be in a relationship with anyone. I've decided at the moment I cannot be, and for the foreseeable, because I can't concentrate on work and, you know, and everything like that. You know, I can't concentrate on both things. You know, but if I was in this position, I would be thinking about me every night, like he says he is. Especially if he is watching my channel, I would be thinking about me every night. I would be thinking, my God, this girl really loved me. She was talking to me for hours. I think it's the longest Skype. Was it on Skype? No, video, Facebook. I think Messenger. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was 13 hours. I video chatted with him. I was really interested in him and what he had to say about himself, and I liked at that time hanging out. But then obviously he said some stuff that wasn't good to me, so I didn't like that. You know, but he had a problem with boundaries as well. It's like, oh, stop being so strict with your boundaries with me. I mean, any guy who's not appreciative of any boundaries and just wants to go all over them, that's, again, it's a sign of abusive guy, not a good guy. So it's just, I could go on and on and on about the, you know, like, so really, if he wanted to change, he would have to look at what is a narcissist, what is an abuser, what are the traits, and see how many of those traits he actually has, and like change them and get some proper therapy. And actually the stuff he's learning implement. You know, I don't see any actual implementation apart from the postcards. The way he talks to me in the postcards, quite nice, the majority of the time, but some language reminds me a bit of my abusive ex, but I don't think he necessarily meant it that way. But you know, it's just the way he speaks to me, like baby girl. My ex used to call me that, but I guess it's quite normal for someone to call that in a relationship. I'm not actually in a relationship. Do you believe in someone being incompatible permanently? Do you believe in someone being incompatible permanently? I think, yes, Liam, I think some people can be incompatible permanently. Yes, I do believe in that. So this guy, as he is completely incompatible with me. I kind of knew that as a friend, but we ended up having romantic feelings for each other and ended up dating anyway, regardless of that. And because he was trying to make some changes to accommodate my needs, in the sense that I don't want marriage and I like kissing. So he was trying to accommodate. So that's why I thought he has the possibility to change into a better guy, because he was trying to accommodate some of my needs and trying to be a bit more flexible in that way. So that's why I thought he wasn't a full narcissist. He just has some narcissistic traits sometimes, because obviously he's got bad conditioning, bad habits, bad patterning, things that have probably gone on in his life that have kind of made him be that certain way. I'm not making excuses per se for him. I'm just saying there's obviously reasons why he's like that. But you know, I just think he is at the moment completely incompatible with me. In terms of the feelings of love, I wouldn't. Soulmate, probably not. But you can't live off soulmate or love. But he doesn't completely love me who I am anyway. So you know what I mean? Like, trying to change my looks and stuff is not a good thing. So you know, and I did have flowing conversation with him. Good message. You know, he's messaging me a lot. I really liked the communication and ease of that, flow of that. I thought that was a really good thing about him. That's one thing that really stood out above a lot of other people for me. But then I did learn, you know, some of the things he said wasn't so nice in the long video chat we had. You know, and the way he behaved after I split from him, you know, which he instigated that, because he was the one who was laughing and threatening to leave me. And it's like, well, you wanted to leave me, so I've done it for you. I've taken the hard work. I've just gone. So what are you complaining about, you know? Do you know what I mean? So I know I was born incompatible. Well, Liam, yeah, as you are, I think we both know, as you are, you wouldn't be suitable to be in a relationship with, because, like you say, you don't want to change, and you don't want to be in a relationship anyway. So as you are now, you wouldn't be good for anyone to be in a relationship, because you don't want a relationship, and like you said, you don't want it, so you'd push that away, and so you'd rather avoid a relationship. So you can't have a good relationship with someone, or you know, the only way you could be compatible is possibly if there was someone like you who had the same type of personality, who didn't really want to spend much time with each other, maybe wanted to chat to each other online a bit. You know what I mean? There is like kind of ways around it. But in any relationship, you kind of usually have to change a little bit, some things. Do you know what I mean? To like, so for example, if I do have an element of online dating in a relationship, like, because there is some long distance, like in my own country, for example, where I'm seeing the person some of the time, then I have to work in my schedule time to see the person when I could be doing other stuff, you know. So there is stuff like that I have to be changing and being flexible. And I still have, you know, I still don't stop working on myself. I still think there's improvements I can work on myself. Like I personally feel I need to work on being in a more securely attached person within myself, before I get into ever get into a relationship again. I feel like something I need to work on myself. But I do feel like I should get with a person who's secure for me anyway in the first place, you know. But as it stands, the Tunisian guy is just not compatible with me or suitable for me. And it doesn't matter how I feel about him. He's not a good guy for me. You know, I'm glad that he's changing. He says like, I'm really changing to the better person that you expected me to be. And, you know, I hope that's true. I mean, you know, it would be a miracle if 5 years later he was a completely changed guy into a much better person, really strong, really stable, boundary driven, really picky, with minimal out of Facebook friends, and, you know, with, you know, like, I could trust him totally around other women, all that type of thing. But I don't see that ever happening. You know what I mean? I think it's just gonna be one of those people that I'm incompatible with, however much I feel for him, you know? Because he'd have to completely change a lot of his ways, and I can't see him doing that. I can't see him even thinking about doing that. You know, and so, and he's not going to be able to do it with me there. You know, if I just say, oh yeah, I'll get back with you, which I won't say anyway, what good's that going to do? He's just going to not do any of the work to change himself, because it's like, I've got it now. No need to bother with the rest, does it? She clearly misses me, so just like, you know. But I don't want an online relationship. I really don't, and I don't want to be with anyone right now. I really need to be on my own. Like, I've got a broken ankle still. That needs to heal. I can't heal when I'm crying and upset about all these guys, you know, the two guys I've been mentioning recently. I can't be doing with it. The other one I think is pretty much settled on. I'm his best friend and he's really truly changing. So I think that's sorted now. But like, you know, the Tunisian guy, I still have had no direct contact with him, and I can't do it because I know it would not be the right thing to do, you know? And if he truly loves me, if I am his soulmate, as he keeps saying in this postcard, then he will still love me in 5 years' time, and he'll do whatever it takes to come to the UK and really try and make amends and truly try and change himself, won't he? But I can't see it happening because, you know, I don't think he's strong enough to do that, sadly. And I don't think he really wants to change himself. He thinks idea of therapy is really bad, and it's not. Like it's beneath him or something. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you should be getting therapy. Therapy's a good thing. Mental health is mental wealth, right? Just like you go to the gym and you exercise your body, you go to a therapist to like exercise your mind and get different perspectives and get different ideas and different ways of doing things and different ways of being, different ways of coping with things and different ways of saying things and doing things. And you know what I mean? That's what therapy is about. I shouldn't be here. That's what I think sometimes. You shouldn't be here. That's what you think sometimes, Liam. And that's not a good thing though, is it? Before you can get into a relationship with anyone, I know you said you don't want a relationship, you should always do the work yourself on yourself, you know? I don't think you shouldn't be here, Liam, and I think you should be here. But, you know, if you feel that way about yourself, I think you should you know, it'd be good for you to have some therapy as well, wouldn't it, Liam, with that, don't you think? Because it's not good for you to go around thinking that about yourself, you know? You know, and it's difficult because this Tunisian guy, I know he wasn't too keen on his life before he met me. And when I came into his life, I really truly did love him, you know, and I really did want to spend time with him and listen to what he had to say and be with him, you know? And so I think he has lost a treasure in that way, you know? And I know there's other girls will come into his life, and if he wants to have one of them, that's fine. But I know that he'll think, oh my God, like Sandra really adored me. You know, even his mum doesn't mind the fact I'm older, because she just when she actually messaged me on Facebook, she was like, oh, she was like, you know, I said about the, you know, he told her about the age difference, and she was like, oh, well, but you love my son, like, do you still love him? And I said yes to her, but I can't be with him. And she was like, you know, but she wasn't interested in the age gap. She just a bit, you know, clearly you love my son. That's what matters the most. And she's heard some of the messages that he played her, where I said I love him and stuff like that. And so, you know, she was fine about the age difference. I thought, great. I virtually met someone's mum through messaging who's fine with an age gap relationship. Yeah, I can't actually be with her son now. That's a bit backwards, isn't it? Liam, I should have died when I was born. No, you shouldn't, Liam. You should not have died when you were born. At all. You need to get some. I would recommend highly you do get some therapy yourself, Liam, to work on that, because you know what I mean? It's just issues you need to deal with. They will help you in your life. You know? I know that the Tunisian guy was not happy about his life, you know, and I would have probably made it so much better and brightened his day a lot, you know. But whenever someone's feeling bad about their life, it's obviously not good to get into a relationship if you're feeling bad about your life or yourself, because you need to sort that out first anyway. You need to be comfortable and confident with yourself. Like, I prefer to be on my own than in a relationship at the moment, because it's more healthier for me. I'm actually really personally got much more power when I'm a single person. You know, a lot of the time when I was dating the Tunisian guy, I was crying all the time, and he's always good because I was crying tears because I really wanted to be with him, and we couldn't be together because we're in different countries. But it's no life. I can't be in a relationship long distance and keep crying all the time. It's unhealthy, and it's not nice for me. You know, and so, you know, like, nothing would have changed in that way either, you know. So there's nothing to go back to the relationship for. What's that? Or what? I have love feelings for him still. You can't live off love feelings. It doesn't work like that. You can't have a relationship just having some love feelings. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have to have a proper healthy relationship. You've got to be feeling good about the relationship all the time. You've got to have healthy boundaries, people speaking to you nicely, not belittling you, not putting you down, and not threatening to leave you, and not going around friending loads of people in all different countries, and flirting with men and flirting with girls and emojis and, oh God, all that stuff. I'm glad to be out of it, to be honest. I can't deal with that type of guy. Maybe another woman doesn't mind her guy going around flirting with guys and girls and grabbing other people's phone numbers and God knows what else. And, you know, talking about their weight and it's just like, it's just not nice. You know, I hope he just change. I'm glad that he started making a change. I really hope he does, you know, and I did feel a soulmate connection with him. At one point it was like he said, oh, it's like we've been together forever, and I thought, yeah, that's great. But then he started saying about my physique and changing my appearance and not eating and stuff. It's just like, oh my God, you know, I don't want a controlling guy who tells me what to do like that. It's just disgusting, you know. I don't deserve that. I'm beautiful, you know. I want a guy who's really into me, you know, body and mind and soul and spirit and everything. You know, I deserve a better guy for me than him. You know, he can't be the guy I need him to be. He really can't. And certainly not the moment. Like I said, it'd be at least 5 years if he could ever get into the UK. Good luck with that one. And then he's got loads of other women friends in the UK, I think. So, you know, take your pick, isn't it? But you can't have me. Like, go and have one of the other women you like. You know what I mean? It's like, I want a guy who's just into one woman, not into multiple women. You know what I mean? So, you are precious, Sandra. You're better off without you. Did you say? You're precious, Sandra. You're better off without me. Why are you saying without you? Because, you know what I mean? You're Liam. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a Tunisian guy. So why are you saying that about you? Because we're online friends, aren't we? You know. So yeah. You know. So you should. I still think you should get some therapy, Liam, as well. Therapy helps. Like, I went back to therapy last year because, we can't see what we can't see, and we need to work on our issues and problems because we only have one life, and we've got to spend 365 days a year with ourselves, and so we've got to really love who we are. I'm not saying I love everything about myself. I pretty much do love everything about myself, apart from I can have multiple feelings for multiple guys at once and being a hyper romantic. It's something it's not easy for me to deal with. That's one of the hardest things for me to deal with. I don't like being able to like love two guys at the same time and stuff like that. It's like one's enough. I don't need more, and I can't. I can't be in a relationship with multiple people anyway. I really hate that. So. It's not something I like to be able to do, but it seems like I can love two people at once. It's like, is that a skill? I mean, at least it means that I can, if I do split up with a guy, I can still love someone else. That's one positive thing about it. But you know what I mean? I really need to be on my own because, like, why do I want to be on my own? It's because I find it empowering. I find actually being the idea of being in a relationship currently very disempowering, very minimalizing. I can't concentrate on my work. It's really anxiety inducing for me. Like, even the thought of being in a relationship, and it's like, no, I just need to get rid of all this. I can't be in a relationship with any guy. I need to get rid of all this scenario and just be on my own and be single and be happy and literally keep heading towards the career I want, which is my book publishing business, being well known online as an asexual author. And and when the Asexual Guide to Sex book is published this year, it's a lot of promotional work coming out. I've allocated 3 months for it, but when I've listened to some training recently, author training, it's like they promoted a book for like 5 months, and I'm like, shoot, So I got a lot of promotion, but at the moment I haven't done any of that book work for the whole month. This month I haven't done any since February because I've been doing a lot of legal paperwork, which I can't talk about all that stuff, but I have. And then this week has just been an emotional week all week since Sunday, because obviously I've been trying to sort stuff out with my online friend for days. And then, and then I got the postcard from the Tunisian guy, which, it's like I'm only halfway over him. So I've still got 4 more months to go. So I no doubt he knows that as well. But you know what I mean? Like, if it's true, if he really was my soulmate, then I don't have to worry anyway, because 5 years time or whatever, he'll just end up being a good guy and right guy for me. But I just don't see it happening. Somehow I just don't think we're compatible. And I'm certainly not going to be with him unless he could get into this country, and it's up to him to do that, not me. And then he might find some other girl here anyway, which good luck to him. That's what I say. I'm fine being single. I'd rather be single and know I'm beautiful and love my body and eat what I like, do what I like, when I like, than actually be reduced to anything less than I should be and not enjoying my life because I'm in a relationship being told not to eat, do this, do that. It's like, no. That's why I'm glad we have never met. You're better off without knowing me. Oh, why do you say that, Liam? Oh, why do you say that? But I think I think, Liam, you should get some therapy. So I do. But I just think that, I know I need to be on my own now. And it's like, when I woke up this morning, I'm like, you've got to be on your own, Sandra. You can't be having this debilitation. I don't even see how I can be in a relationship with anyone because it absolutely anxiety induces me. Probably because I can't trust the guy. If the guy's lied, done any deception, being horrible anyway, it's just like, I can't be doing with it. I would really need to stay single forever or find a good guy for me who literally cannot lie, not even one little lie at all, ever, who just can't do it. It's no lies in his body, no lies in his being, and he can't, he's always telling the truth about what jobs he's in. He's always putting his proper name on Facebook. He's always like keeping his friends to a minimum within his remit, like depending on what job he does, and to family and friends and genuinely nice people, and not like friending random women with big boobs or liking pictures with boobs and oh god knows what else. And like I just can't be doing with that type of guys, like liking pages with women in naked, like semi-naked poses with underwear, and liking women and the only picture of the woman is basically her face and her boobs. It's like, and some asexual guys are doing that. I'm just like, I just can't be dealing with it. I'd rather be single forever than have this rubbish. I feel like I'm more of a much more empowered person, and I think I should be just focusing on my career for the next few years at least, and sorting my own life out, sorting myself out, building more security within myself financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Like I can't heal my broken ankle while I'm having all this emotional upset about relationship and potential relationship stuff, or relationship the stuff that's gone on in the past. I can't heal properly, because it's just too emotionally upsetting for me. I think it is hard when you love someone. I think it's really difficult because it's like love is so precious to me. And I think when you do have a love between two people, it is very rare because, like when you're in the asexual dating scene, it's very hard to find someone who loves you like you love them. It's very hard to get that bond. It's very difficult to get that, even in the world in general. I think there's so many people who you just, don't have that level of click chemistry with, like even if it's romantic chemistry, like the Tunisian guy. There's no doubt about the feelings there, apart from obviously in the postcard it's a bit strange because it sounds like he's gotten over the part of loving me, but yet he still really adores me and still into me, and his heart is still in the past with me. So you know what I mean, it just contradicts itself, so it doesn't make complete sense. But you know what I mean, it's like feelings aren't enough. You can't have a relationship just based on feelings. It doesn't work like that. You have to have other compatibility, but I do think it is, I do think that when you lose someone who you were having like this reciprocity, like reciprocal feelings for each other, I think that's so precious. And I think just to chuck that away is really Liam, why are you saying that? Right now I hate myself and sometimes I want to die. Why are you saying stuff like that, Liam, about yourself? I don't understand. Are you feeling that way because I'm saying stuff that you can relate to or something about guys? I just think, if you're feeling bad about yourself, Liam, I think you should see a therapist. It would help you. I don't think it's a good thing to hate yourself and want to die. I don't think anyone should feel like it is. But even when you lose someone you love, or you have to be away from them, sometimes it can feel like you want to curl up in a ball and die. It's really difficult. I honestly wished that the Tunisian guy had been compatible with me and hadn't been the way he had been with me. But I can't change him. It's not up for me to change him, is it? And as he is, it's just no good for me. So I can't see a future with him. I deserve better. I deserve a guy who I can totally trust. Because in the future I want a guy who'll be able to come, like, to see me speak. I want to still do more speaking in London, for example. I'd love to speak on stage and stuff. So it'd be great to have my future guy in the audience and cheering me on, basically. And and I'm not worried about in the audience, oh God, is he speaking to this woman? Oh God, is he getting this woman's number? You know what I mean? And who is he, like, getting really close to? And so I need to be with a guy who's like a business type of guy, who's like, that's my girl, and she's amazing and she's really intelligent and really beautiful, and I love what she talks about. I love the fact that she she's so expressionate and caricature. She just lights up the stage and everyone's in awe of the way she talks, and she's got such a beautiful, gorgeous voice, and she's so pretty, and you know, she's so smart, and you know, she's so beautiful, and you know, and they just look at me like with so much admiration and love and care and respect, and they love my physique, and they love my, you know, they just love everything about me, and they truly are really properly into me, like big time. And I just feel loved and happy with them all the time. They make me feel so good about myself, so protected, you know, like protected as in the sense of protected from other women coming in between us as well. When you know, when guys talk about protecting a woman, they often think about, you know, protecting their woman from other guys, like in a kind of controlling way, like she can't look after herself and she might go off with a guy. I'm not going to go off with another guy. I'm very boundary driven, right? But little do they think that they should be protecting their woman from other women coming between them. Liam, no, it's just sometimes I feel like that you deserve someone that loves you for you. Yeah, I do deserve someone that loves me for me. But I don't expect you to love me. Why do you not love me for me? You said you loved me before, but obviously it's an online friendship, YouTube community love. So why do you hate yourself and want to die and think I'm better off not knowing you? Do you not love me for who I am then? Do you think I should be a different person? But yeah, so yeah, I just you know, I just feel that I need to be like not with either of these two guys currently in my, well, the Tunisian guy's not in my life, but obviously he's still spiritually connected to me, shall I say. And you know what I mean, you can just not be with someone but still be spiritually connected to them. It's very difficult to break that, but if you want to, you can often. But with me, like, I can get feelings come back for someone again who I've been spiritually connected to. But you know, just because I'm spiritually connected to him doesn't mean to say he's the right guy for me. I think you can have like soulmates who are really good for you and soulmates who are bad for you, like toxic, because the way it was before with him was toxic love. And I think you can have toxic love soulmates as well as healthy love soulmates. So, you know, as it was, it came under the toxic love soulmate category. And the guy's not going to have changed that much in 4 months. It's just not going to happen. So, you know what I mean? I do think it's a shame. I do think that he wrecked a really beautiful thing. But that's not on me. That's on him, you know? I don't want to be made fun of. I don't want to be laughed at. I don't want someone laughing at me at my expense. I don't want to be doing the work to get someone in this country. I don't want to be having an online relationship. You know what I mean? And no, it's just sometimes, oh, bless you. I'm still reading your message, Liam. I'm thinking, oh, why don't you love me for who I am? I love me for who I am anyway, so it's fine. I don't need other people to love me for who I am. But yes, so, you know, I just think that it's difficult, isn't it? Because I am a human being. I do feel people's pain, you know, and I do think his life would have been better with me in it, but clearly my life is not better with him in it. So, you know, I used to picture me and him going to the cinema together in my country, my city. So, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. Will he ever stop loving me? Not if he's really my soulmate, as he says he is. Not if he really does love me. I think he'll love me for years to come. But if he doesn't, that's okay. If he loves some other girl, that's fine by me. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're not compatible as we are anyway. So good luck with that one, I say. You know, but anyway, I think like I did mention to one of my friends an email a long time ago about a situation with the Tunisian guy, private email with an older guy friend actually, and he said, you know, it's a shame he damaged something. I don't know if we use the word damaged, but something that was very beautiful. that could have been very beautiful, basically. He took something that could have been very beautiful and turned it not beautiful, you know? So it's a shame. But yes, it is the way it is. So, but yes, Liam, I do deserve someone who loves me for who I am, you know? And I just don't think either of these guys are the right guys for me. Neither of them are as they are. And the other one's right for me to still be a friend with, though. Best friend, I'm happy with that position in his life, an online best friend, because, you know, the guy's in another country anyway. And I've been friends with him online for 4 years. So he considers me a best friend. He is recreating himself. I think he is really changing because he is getting help from therapists. So, you know, of his own accord, not because of me, but he was already doing that. So, you know, that's different because someone really truly wants to change themselves when they're doing that, you know. So it's different. And we've got history, and he's never ever put me down, never belittled me, never made me feel bad about myself, always loved me for who I am, always thought I was beautiful. I'm Liam, I'm mad about you, Sandra. I think you're better off not knowing me. I don't know why you say that, Liam. I don't know why you say that. I don't know why you say that. It's very sweet of you to say you're mad about me. I don't know why you say that. But anyway, I think you should why don't you get some therapy, Liam? It might be good for you, you know? But yeah, you know, this is a really difficult video for me to do because it's like really emotional, you know? It's really difficult. I'm getting a bit tearful now, you know, because I've had like 2 guys in the space of a week, you know, and it's been very emotional, and I haven't been able to do much, you know, but I'm adamant I need to stay single because it's much more healthier for me, much better for me. I can't do a long distance relationship anyway with any guy. The only time I would think about doing a long distance relationship if it was in my actual country in the UK and it was somewhere like London, because I absolutely love London. It's like my second home. But again, you can do that forever and a day. I know a couple who were heterosexual, not asexual, and they commuted backwards and forwards for 5 years. She lived in Exeter, my city, and he lived in London, and backwards and forwards. I think they saw each other just twice a month, but obviously was in communication regularly. They lived at home with their parents and saved up for a house together. I don't want to live with the guy either. I specifically want to stay living on my own. So if any guy comes over here, he has to find his own job, find his own home, and have his own money and pay for his own food and do his own cooking, cleaning, washing, drying, shopping. I'm not interested in that. I want to actually be in a relationship with the person, not with their housework, not sharing household bills, not with worrying about money and bills between us. I can't be doing with all that. To me, it's just like an added stress. Most people split up over money and financial difficulties. I can't be doing with it. You know, I don't want any. I got anxiety, and I like to be in my own place and the comfort of my own home. If anything goes wrong then in the relationship, I can just go back to mine. They can go back to theirs. And if you have to split up, you know, you've got the security of having your own place there. It does happen, even in, you know, like I'm quite shocked because one of my asexual friends, her partner, they've been together 4 years and he's just split up with her. Asexual, she is absolutely devastated. You know, I feel so sorry for her. You know, it was really sudden, and they've been together like 4 years. That's just so hard. You know, really, really hard. And so, you know, it's better that I'm single now and staying single. You know, I think I need to stay single forever or stay single for now at least. And I need to find the right, mature, young guy for me. Probably a guy who's into business, IT, business, something like that, smartly dressed and suit and stuff, and who is really strong, knows his own mind, very boundary driven, very protective over me in not a controlling way, but in a like, he wouldn't dream of going off with another woman. The language he uses with other women, the way he speaks to them, his body language, the way his mannerisms are, they would just be totally, totally trustworthy. I would just know that he literally is like talking business with them and stuff like that. I haven't met this guy yet. I keep feeling that maybe I'll meet this Indian guy at a business event in London, whether it'll be me speaking or I'll meet him at another event that someone else is speaking at. I don't know, but I kind of feel that he's probably in London and he probably is Indian. And I think he's probably in his 20s. Maybe he's in his later 20s. I don't know, because I have connected with some. Like, I connected recently with an older Indian guy who's 29 years old, and he was really mature for his age. We're not compatible romantically. He's staying in India. He's not into kissing public. I love kissing in public. It's a must for me. So but he's 29 years old. He's really, really mature. The way he talks is like having a proper adult conversation, willing to listen to both sides of the conversation, both points of the, both sides of the argument, if you like, in a really constructive, nice way. And so I really appreciate it. I feel very comfortable around him while I'm messaging, which we haven't really messaged that much. I don't think there's going to be many messages, to be honest, because romantically we're not compatible. You're better off without me. You'll be better off without me. It would be leave at once. Why are you saying this, Liam? Are you all right? You don't sound like yourself. You don't sound like yourself, Liam. Are you all right? I'm a bit worried about you. I'm a bit worried about you. I think you should see someone, Liam, like a professional counsellor or therapist who can help you, because I don't like you talking about like this about yourself. You know what I mean? If you do feel this way, you should get some help. I mean that's in a nice, caring way, and so for me personally, I've just come to the realization that I really need to be and stay single, that my personal power, at the moment especially, lies in me being and staying single. And I feel much more empowered like that. I feel disempowered when I think about relationship. I think it's because the guys that are in my life are not empowering well. My friend is usually empowering for me, but unfortunately they did lie. But they are recreating themselves. So I can literally only be friends with them. I couldn't be in a relationship with someone who's lied, And so, and even to carry on being friends with that person has been hard for the last few days. I've really struggled with that. But I think we're fine now. I get a good feeling. I've kind of got all my thoughts, feelings, emotions out, locked into just friendship now with them. So I know where I stand, because there was like stuff going on with relationship feelings and that, and I can't be doing with all that mixing in. It's just not right. And I can't be in a relationship long term with someone who lied, deceived, or whatever. That's usually when the damage is done. That's it. I can't be with someone, which obviously the Tunisian guy's done a lot of damage to me. With all the stalking and harassment of my friends and stuff like that as well, and harassing me. And so, there's, like, to even think that after 4 months, that harassment went on for quite a long time as well. It wasn't like it just stopped. It went on for a few weeks. So, it's actually not even been 4 months. I don't even think like that. So, you know what I mean? He's got, I couldn't be with a guy like that. The version of the Tunisian guy that would be compatible for me is not the version he is now, and I think it would just be too much change for him. I just can't see him being that type of guy. Mind you, the stuff he's studying is to be like in hotel management. You kind of would have to change a lot, I think, to be a good hotel manager, unless you're going around chatting all the women up and getting all their numbers, which is kind of like the way he's been in the past, I think. So, you know what I mean? That's not a good type of guy. So, you know what I mean? But if, I think to actually be in a proper hotel management job, you would really have to change, and you really should be boundary driven. Otherwise, you're going to get complaints. Do you know what I mean? But you're going to get some women who probably do say, come into my bedroom and do certain things. And you'd be like, the service doesn't include that, madam. Bye. You know what I mean? So, but even that, he wasn't even very strict with. It's like, do you not know how to behave around people? No. I think he needs a behavioural course. Do you know what I mean? Body language, behavioural course, learning to say no to people. But, I don't want to be a mother. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship with a guy where I'm having to tell him what to do and how to be and how to act and how to behave and how to have the right attitude. It's like, I don't want to mother a guy. I've never wanted a young guy to mother. I've always wanted a young guy who's really mature and kind of like the older one in the relationship, who would be very supportive and strong and boundary driven and protective in a good way. Like I said, you know, like making sure with other women, they know that he's got a partner for life, and he is really like, you know, some guys have just got this really strong aura about them that they're very formal, and they're very like, there's something about them where they've got kind of a force field around them, like, and you know not to cross into their personal space. I kind of like, you know, like obviously when they're in a romantic relationship, they like the kissing, they like cuddling, they like the holding hands and all that. But with other people, they've kind of got this personal space around them, which other people don't enter into, because they know they're a serious, I really need a serious guy. I like seriousness, really. I'm not really, you know, I'm not really into a jokey guy. I prefer a guy who's very serious about his work, about me, about his life, about his business, about his friends. I'm not really into jokey people. It's like I've pretty much forgotten the guy last year. I'm really happy about that. The guy that was interested in, who was Indian in the United States in June, I've nearly forgotten completely about him. It's really hard for me to even recall him now. Like his face is really fading. It's very difficult for me to feel things for him now. I'm so happy about that. So I think I'm really getting over him completely nearly now. I'm so happy about that. Like, I don't want to have feelings for any more guys that drive me up the wall. Yeah, you know, I have still had an inkling he might come back in 2023, 2024 when his studies finished. I'm still not convinced he's not going to do that at all. Still think it's possible, but overall, I'm pretty much getting over him because I can't even barely remember him. And when you're struggling trying to force yourself to remember someone, it's pretty much like you are really over them, because it's like you shouldn't have to struggle to remember someone if you really care and love them still, and they still want to be with them. You know what I mean? You don't really have that when you're struggling to even remember what they look like and anything they said to you, you know, without unless you force it, then it's kind of like, you know, you're getting over them a lot more. I just have really negative thoughts right now. Sorry for being the way I am. It's okay, Liam. I didn't really kind of understand everything, but you were basically, from what I gathered, you were saying stuff like, as in, if I was in a relationship with you, which we're not, then I would deserve someone who loves me, which means for who I am, which would indicate you don't. And then I would be better off not knowing you and leaving you straight away. That's kind of what I got from the messages you wrote. But we're not in a relationship, and yeah. And if you are feeling bad stuff about yourself, you should see a therapist, call Samaritans, you know, see a counsellor, get some help professionally, honestly, because, you know, I don't like to see you like this, you know. If anyone's suffering depression and anxiety, they should still get help, you know. I mean, the thing is it does affect relationships, you know, like the Tunisian guy, he had some difficulties, and I know that about him, but instead of getting help, you know, he wasn't. And you can't help someone who won't help themselves. And, you know, when you are feeling bad about yourself, you don't notice something so beautiful in front of you so much until it's gone, and you don't be so deserving of it because the way you feel about yourself, and so therefore you lose it because you don't deserve it, because you haven't done the work for yourself to help yourself get better. And at the moment, I feel with the Tunisian guy, there's a real disconnect from adultness with him. I don't know how to describe it. It's sort of like, it's kind of, he really doesn't understand his own behaviour and the way he is and why it's wrong. And it kind of like has this very sweet innocence about him, which I did love in some ways, but it's like, also it's not sweet innocent at the same time. It's kind of like, it was kind of like, I don't know, it's like he's really, really young. That's what kind of all I can say. And it's like, I like a young guy, but I like him to be mature and know what he wants and have boundaries and not behave the way he did, you know? So I don't know what to say about him really, other than I can't be in a relationship with him. Not now, and I don't think I could ever be again, because we're not compatible. And I can't be with someone who's got abusive or narcissistic traits. They would really have to change all that. And I can't see them. Well, they're not going to do it like this. It would, like I said, it'd probably be 5 years before they even turn that around. You deserve someone that loves you for you. You are precious. Thank you, Liam. Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's not going to be easy with guys. Just they're not compatible, and I'm going to find a much better guy for me who'll be the type of guy that I want and need him to be. I won't need to change him. He won't really need to change. He'll just be the right guy for me, you know? No one's perfect. I know the guy's not going to be perfect, but, you know, I just see this really strong guy who I just feel so good around. I don't feel nervous around him at all. I don't feel anxious. I can be myself. I just know that he's never going to go off with another woman at all, ever. I'm categorically damn sure of that. He would never lie to me. He values my friendship so much. He doesn't even want to lose me as a friend. And, you know, he just really is so into me and in every way, in body, mind, soul, spirit. You know, I love being with me personally. Like I find my life so much more interesting. It's not easy, my life. I'm telling you, emotionally, it's not easy, and anxiety-wise, it's not easy. But I do love being with me. Like every day, it's kind of like I'm so different and far out half the time. It's like, how can I ever be bored with me? It's just like I don't watch the TV. I'm just like, you know, I'm sat down doing a YouTube show for like an hour and a half, which time just passes really quickly. And I don't know, I just feel I'm a really natural person who's so authentic and true and so real and so beautiful inside and out. And I feel I'm really intelligent. I feel a lot of people underestimate my intelligence as well. It really bugs me sometimes. I'm like, do you not realize how intelligent I am? Especially because I have mental health difficulties and disabilities. People sometimes like see that as a weakness. I don't see it as a weakness. I see it as a strength. So on my Facebook, I was saying about like disabilities and mental health conditions. If someone can't love you with them, then they don't deserve to be with you. But a couple of people said prayers. One guy always says that. That's the only thing he ever says. And this other guy said it. And I felt like they were feeling a bit sorry for me. But it's like, I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I want you to understand and empower me like I empower myself. Like, you know, I want you to understand that if I have to live a life, which I do, and I have to live with anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, I mean, that means it's like on the scale, and I think it's the second to highest you can ever get. I don't usually have social anxiety much. That's the only thing I don't have these days. I used to. And so I pretty much have all the other anxieties and phobias and all that type of stuff. And so I'm really, really, really high on anxiety, like really high. But sometimes it has its benefits, you know? And so, you know, I having to deal with lots of situations with anxiety, it really shows just how strong you are. And I don't see it as a weakness. I'm like thinking, God, you know how difficult it is to get through things that other people might, normal people, there isn't such thing as normal, might find easy to do. You like have to, it takes you 3 times more effort to do something. And you know, to push through your fears and barriers is really difficult for you. That's why you're better off without me. You're an amazing person inside and out. Oh, thank you, Liam. But you still need to, you know, you still should see someone to get some help for your mindset. I worry about you, you know? And so, you know, I just think that it's so much better if you see, you know, like my disabilities, for example. I got fibromyalgia, it's a chronic pain condition that affects the nerves and muscles of the body. But compared to a lot of people with fibro, I have a lot more energy. Most people are bedridden and can't do much, you know? But with anxiety, when I have anxiety, then that does make me crippled over in pain. And like on the bed, sometimes all I can do is watch movies and I can't do anything else. And it is very debilitating. So you have to deal with that regularly. And that's kind of really hard. Fibromyalgia is very painful. Like I can't really crouch down very much without pain. Like even crouch down to get something out of the fridge is pain. I don't do crouching unless I have to. I leave my washing up for days and do it in one go, which is probably pretty disgusting, most people think. But it's like I live on my own. At the end of the day, I'm not going to give myself 7 days of pain. I'd rather have like one session every 4 or 5 days, like of washing up, you know, dishes and be in pain for like X amount of time doing that than I would every single day of my life. It's just not interesting for me, you know? And so, you know, I think God, you know, to be able to manage like you do and to deal with pain in body and in in the emotions and mind as well is really difficult, you know. And I just think it takes such great strength and courage to be able to get through life and still deal with all these issues, and you know, like write books and YouTube and all this type of stuff. You know, I see it as so good and like amazing. I'm like, God, look how much you can do, Sandra. Some people who are haven't even got anxiety conditions, they can even do a YouTube show. They can even sit in front of the camera. I don't actually have a problem like in this. I feel really comfortable. You know, so I think that I'll meet another guy who'll be a really good guy for me. You know, and I think if someone really does think they're your soulmate and they're absolutely sure of that and they do love you, I think they would do whatever it takes to get into the country and come to the UK anyway and make things right and really change themselves, I think, you know. But I just don't see it happening. So yeah, I just know that I'm better off by myself at the moment. My personal power is within myself. I'd rather, if I got into a relationship, have a clean slate with a guy who's done no wrong by me, who's never lied to me, never deceived me, never had erratic behavior, no, never been horrible to me or put me down. Someone who's really trustworthy, really honest, never lied to me in a million years, and just I know I can just trust with any woman. I just don't have to worry. I just can chill and be myself and love life, you know. And so it's a really healthy relationship, and I look forward to meeting that person who I haven't met yet in my life. And you know, and if other people still love me years later and I'm not with them, then you know, they should have treated me better when I was with them, shouldn't they? Do you know what I mean? You should, I've always said on this channel, you know, you should always be grateful and thankful for the people in your life. If you're in a relationship, for the relationship you're in, you should never take a person for granted. Anyone can leave a relationship at any given moment. You don't have to stay in a relationship with anyone. You don't have to stay in a dating scenario with anyone. Everyone's free to come and go as they please. And if you don't treat a person right, then you don't deserve to be with that person, you know? And I just know, like I said, my personal power is in singledom at the moment, and I'm really grateful for that. And I'm really glad that I came to that conclusion again properly this time. And I'm really glad that, you know, that I am staying single forever or until I meet the right guy for me. You know, I don't think it's gonna ever happen that I get back with a Tunisian guy. I don't see it happening. And I think my friend for 4 years online, I think it seems like we'll just be awesome best friends online for a very long time for our lives and stuff. Yeah, so that's how things stand at the moment. But anything can change, can't it, in life? You never know, I might completely move somewhere else. Not abroad though, I don't think. I think if I was moving anywhere in the UK, it'd be London, but I think it probably wouldn't be a good idea to move there because the healthcare is not as good as my city. But there's a lot of opportunities there for media stuff, appearances, for example. So, but you know, while I'm young, free, and single, I can do what I want, go where I want, and that's part of the personal power thing. And I can't be having any type of relationship with someone where my emotions are all over the place, you know, because I just can't get any work done. It's just unproductive. You can't live like that. It's just disruptive, unproductive, and not good. You know, what's Liam saying now? And so I think it's much better to just love yourself, be by yourself, and spend time with yourself. And you know, I find that, you know, when you're upset and in pain for a love situation, whatever, it's very draining. You know, it's like you're having the energy just sucked out of you. You're having the life and the emotions just sucked out of you, and it's so upsetting. I know in their postcard they said about their soul getting smaller and smaller. I kind of understand what that means, you know, but for me, I get that if I'm in a wrong relationship, wrong dating scenario. I need to find the right guy for me, and you know, someone who's really highly compatible with me and someone who I just don't have to worry about at all. I think if you've got a past history of someone who you can't trust, you're unlikely to ever be able to totally trust them ever again. And you're always having the back of your mind, oh, what if they decide to be like that again? You know what I mean? So unless you see true and lasting change over a long period of time, and really truly they've transformed into a different person and they just can't go back to the other person they were, it's just impossible for them because they've done too much transformation to themselves. I just don't see it working, you know. But, you know, this is just one chapter in our life. We can change the chapter. We can create a new story anytime we want. We can change anytime we want. We can be different people if we want to be. I just feel that, you know, I've got a lot of stuff coming out with writing books that change lives. I think I've got a lot of promotion to do for my book when it finally is published, and I need to get back to being in a really good headspace and emotionally equipped to actually getting on with my book. I have done no work on my Asexual Guide to Sex book, and it's just kind of making me crazy now. I need to get back to doing it. I thought this week I'd be able to work on it for most of the week, and I haven't been able to do that at all because I've been too upset. And it's like, this is not good for my career, you know. I think, like I said, like a relationship is a bit like kryptonite for my soul. I really like romantic relationships, but it's like Achilles heel for me or something at the moment, in this moment in time in my life. And so it's kind of like I need to stay away from it, which reminds me, I want to watch a Superman movie now. But yes, we need to be staying away from our kryptonite, and we need to be going to what makes us happy, which is towards the light, actually. You know, and I think that, you know, at the end of the day, what will be will be. I think I just leave it to the universe to work its magic, and I need to heal my ankle. You know, it's been so much more painful since I've been emotionally upset as well. It's like been having much more pain in it and stabbing pains in it, because when I'm emotionally upset, you know, it affects my physical pain, like fibromyalgia. It makes it really bad. And obviously that has a knock-on effect with injury as well. So I just can't be doing with a relationship anymore right now in the foreseeable future. I'm like, it's no good for you, Sandra. You can't cope. It's just destructive for you, disruptive to your life, and it's not healthy for you. You just need to be on your own, be by yourself, spend time doing what you love. I've been in like my place now. The last time I left my home was when I literally went for physio on the 3rd of March because of my broken ankle. And my friend's been doing all my food shopping and other shopping for me. We're now on the 18th. So, you know, it's 15 days now I've been in my home. I've never left it. So that's over 2 weeks. It's a lot of time for an extroverted girl to be in a home all the time, introverted. And sometimes, you know, like all this emotional stuff, it just goes round in my head, and it goes in a repetitive cycle because I'm not able to go out and kind of get some fresh air and, you know, kind of like be a bit more of my extroverted self. You know, I'm really kind of missing the cinema a bit as well. I'm just trying not to think about it. But I have arranged an asexual meetup for next month, so that's good. And my best asexual friends coming to that, but they're also coming on the beginning of May. End of April, beginning of May, as a late birthday celebration, because my birthday and Liam's birthday next month as well, on the 24th of April. Woohoo! 24th of April! So yeah, I love my birthday. I don't know what I'm going to do with a broken ankle, but I'm sure I'll be thinking of something. You know, so yeah, I would say, you know, like, don't think that being single is a bad thing, but being single can be very personally empowering. It is much better to be single and be happy, and being able to trace your dreams and be able to have energy back, you know, when you're not dealing with emotional stuff and heartache and pain. You just need to, like, you know, change all that and to, like, actually, you know, like, say, you know, enough is enough, and I can't be dealing with that at the moment. It doesn't mean to say I'm never going to get a relationship. It just means to say not now. I'm worthless, Sandra. You are an amazing, beautiful person, Sandra. You're amazing, Sandra. Oh, bless you. You're not worthless. Oh, you're not worthless at all. You know, I just think, you know, like, I am worth so much more than these actual guys in terms of their lies. But I mean, my friend that's been my friend for 4 years, that's the only time he's really lied to me. So in 4 years, so, and he's been nice to me all the rest of the time, and Like, you know, he wasn't good when I first met him, but you know, you know, he's a good guy. It's not the fact that he's not a good guy. It's the fact that he lives in another country and we're not compatible. I mean, well, we would be compatible actually if he was over here, probably, to be honest. My friend that's online, but he's not asexual, he's heterosexual, but could live without sex. And if he hadn't lied, we'd probably be very compatible if he was over here in the UK. But I don't want to go down that road because I said to him I can only be his friend ever. Because as he is, I can't be in a relationship with him. And I don't want to be in a relationship with anyone anyway. Not for the foreseeable future. And I think another guy would be the right guy for me to be in a relationship with. You know? But yeah, so you know, he's got some work to do on himself. But, you know, I really still value his friendship actually, and I think I'm feeling good about that scenario now. But staying just as friends, best friends, not as in anything else. I'm good. Like I like clarity. I don't like ambiguity. I like clarity. That's why I'm saying I'm not going to be in a relationship with any guy. I'm not going to go back to the Tunisian guy. I'm not going to be in a relationship with my friend who I've known for 4 years, who happens to be Indian actually. I'm not going to be in a relationship with anyone. I am just literally going to be in a relationship with myself, because when you're in a relationship with yourself, you self-date. You know, I've still got work to do on myself. I think I need to raise my self-esteem back up more, self-confidence back up more. This kind of like is shattered some stuff a bit with me, you know. It's because, you know, like I need to just get back to being happy, and you know, it's just heart-wrenching when you've had these difficulties this week, you know, like with the Tunisian guy, it is hard because it's like, it's not like all the feelings have gone for him, because they haven't, but they're a lot more dormant. Like they're just lying there, if you know what I mean, not being able to do anything with them. And he's not a good guy for me to get back with. So, you know, but it doesn't mean to say it's not hard dealing with all that, you know. And I did feel I had some soulmate connection. Like I said, I don't think he's a good soulmate for me to be with. And so I just think that, no, I have to let him go, which I already did. And I, you know, need to get on with my life. And I need to, you know, people have got to sort their own selves out. I've always said this, you know, you can't be sorting people's shite out for them. They have to go and work on themselves and do something about it, and go and get professional help, and you know, and go and say, all right, enough's enough, I'm going to get some help and I'm going to become a better person, you know, because we all need to. I've had to do loads of therapy. I mean, I've had counselling. I used to have counselling when I was at college, when I was 17. I really don't like that date, 24 of the 4th. Oh yeah, well I love 24th of the 4th because that's my birthday. I absolutely adore it. It's my favourite day of the year other than Christmas, because at the end of the day, it's the day I was born. So I absolutely love it, because if I wasn't born, I wouldn't be able to sit here helping asexuals. I wouldn't be able to, you know, share my books with the world. I wouldn't be able to like help people. Like people who've read this, like the Asexual Perspectives book, some people did feel like dying before they read this book, and they're like, when they read this book, it was like, oh my gosh, you know, like I'm okay to be me, you know, it's fine. And it made them feel like they feel better to be alive then, you know. But yeah, Liam, you should like it because it's my birthday. It's my birthday. I love the 24th of April. I'm so glad I was born. It's really interesting though, because I got 2 best friends. Well, I got 3, but 2 out of the 3, they didn't used to celebrate their birthday. One of them still doesn't. They don't like it either. But the other person does now celebrate their birthday. So that's really good. Well, I say celebrate. You know, when they were with me as a friend, they did. Now they've got a partner. I think they spend time with a partner. But this year they're going to be spending. It's a special birthday for them, so they're going to be having like a little family party. So I'm really happy they do that now. You know, because when people feel bad about themselves, obviously they don't like to celebrate their birthday. I understand you, Liam, because it's like you wish you weren't born and you wish you died. I mean, I really want you to. Do you see a therapist, Liam? because you should do, because obviously you've got depression, because I used to have depression for years and I used to be thinking that type of way, you know. And anyone who doesn't feel good about themselves, I say, like, go and do some work, go and change yourself, you know, go and become that better person that you can be. You know, don't sit there feeling bad about yourself. Go and do something about it and change that, you know, because, you know, everyone's worth living. Everyone, you know, just has to make changes. It's not easy though. It's really difficult. I've had counseling since I was like 17 years old. I had it for years and years. It's very difficult. But I wanted it. I used to ask for it. I used to go, I want counseling. I used to say it to my doctor, you know, I was the opposite. Well, that's why I don't understand people who don't want to do therapy. I'm like, but I've asked for it. I've asked for it throughout my whole entire life until 2012. And then I did again last year, because for me, I like it. I like it. I think it's good. I mean, I'm not saying everything's been good with therapy. I've only had 2 really good therapists in the past. The last one, though, she was okay at the end, but she didn't understand me. And when you've got a therapist who does not understand you, it doesn't help, because one of the reasons you go to therapy is because you feel misunderstood and that no one gets your point of view, and you feel like lonely, lost, left out, disassociation. And so if you get a therapist that doesn't actually understand you, and you know they don't, it makes things worse. So it wasn't until the last 2 sessions she finally understood me. Because I'm very different, obviously. I'm not normal. And so, you know, and some people, because I have got mental health difficulties, some people like treat me in like a way that I don't know how to put it, mentally retarded or something. And it's like just because I've got mental health difficulties doesn't mean to say I don't know about myself, and not aware about myself, and not actually intelligent, because I'm really intelligent. It's just I know I have like generalized anxiety disorder, which I have to live with all my life, and I know how that works. I'm not mentally retarded. I'm just having difficulties with anxiety, which is usually brought on by triggers of past experiences and stuff. But I think I should have died on the 26th, the day Shemble happened. That what? Liam, I'm really worried about you. I mean, you sound like you're suicidal. I think you should just, like, honestly, I think you should get some help. Can you call the Samaritans or something? Because you're worrying me. You know, of course I want you here. I want you in chat. You know, I want you here. You know, so please stay here. You know, you're welcome to be on my channel. You know that always. You know. But yeah, I do agree with what you said earlier about the Tunisian guy sorry for himself. You know, so it might just be that he might be feeling sorry for himself and then like forget about me. Well, probably never forget about me, but move on to someone else probably in a few years' time or whatever, or a few months' time. You know, but if he is as he says he is, then he won't. He'll just like have to change, won't he? But yes, but I don't see it happening. So, but you know what I mean? I just feel, you know, like much better deciding to be single, stay single, and look for another guy than any of these 2 guys. I don't think these guys are right for me. I think I'm better off being with someone else who just can love me for who I am and who makes me feel really happy and special and uniquely makes me, you know, feel that way. Like, I don't want the guys going around making every woman feel really special. I'm not saying to be horrible to other women, but you know, like, I mean, if you're in a relationship, you kind of want to have a extra special bond with that person that you don't have with someone else. Like, if you're romantic, especially, you want to have like this romantic bond, which is beyond like just friendship, you know, or best friendship, which is amazing. And I think, you know, benefits of being single is you can do what you want, when you want. I should have died on the 26th. The day happened. What happened on the 26th? I don't understand what happened on the 26th. I don't understand. It sounds like you've got some trauma going on. You know? I think, Liam, that you should get some help, therapy, honestly. because I'm worried about you. This video wasn't directed at you. You do know that, don't you? You know. Um. So yeah. I think everyone should just be happy with who they are, and if you're not, work on it. Because I wasn't happy with who I was years ago, but now I'm really happy with who I am. I just want to be happier and not be like having this emotional upset and pain over relationship stuff. It's just no good for me. I just need to know that I need to be single and stay single for the foreseeable future. I need to stay single for the foreseeable future because that's where my personal power lies. It means I'm free to like not worry about another person, not worry about if they're cheating or lying or not telling me the truth and doing things they shouldn't be doing. And I don't have to worry about someone not saying good things to me. I can just be productive, talk nicely to myself, feel good about myself, chill out watching movies, living a good life as much as possible, and just really being there for myself, and just taking care of me. I really can't be doing with a anxiously induced relationship. I just can't live like that. It's like living on a bag of nerves all the time. No one can live like that. It makes you severely ill and poorly, and I love the idea when you're on your own, you can do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. Yeah, myself. There's no one else to do anything with apart from cuddling toys, and I'm not like that. Apart from cuddling them. So I hopefully should be seeing my angel this weekend. I can't wait for that. So yeah, with my crutches and my boot on, my dad should pick me up. It's my dad's birthday this weekend, so hopefully that will go ahead fine. And I've got one of my best friends coming to see me later today, so that'll be good. Doing all my food shopping again for me. So I'm really lucky. I do have amazing friends, and I think that really helps when you're a single person. If you have amazing friends, it really does feel like you're supported, and it makes you feel good, and that you have someone, they're kind of like having your back, and which is what it should be like in a relationship. You should feel like someone's got your back, and that they're there for you, and you should feel empowered by them, not disempowered. You should feel empowered and happy and lifted up and supported, and really strong, because they add to your life, not take anything away. If you have someone or ever come across someone in your life who literally loves you, adores you, supports you, wants to be there for you, and who just makes your heart leap and your eyes light up, and you just feel so special to them, and they make you feel so good about yourself, that's the type of person you want to hang on to, and you want to treat them really well and be, see the beauty in them always and never take them for granted, because it's very rare that people do a lot of positive stuff these days. There are a lot of difficulties with mental health, and a lot of the world is in quite a lot of pain at the moment. So if you can be like that bright shining light in someone's life, and you can lift them up and their spirits up and make them feel good about themselves, and they enjoy their life with you, that's beautiful. We need more people in the world that do that type of thing. We need more people in the world who recognize true love and who value it. We need less people who are making fake profiles and who are putting rubbish in their bio that isn't true. Like I said earlier, no one can have a healthy, committed relationship and stuff with people just doing this stuff. It just doesn't work, But anyway, I'm going to conclude this live stream. But I just wanted you to know that I'm happy being single at the moment. I've decided being single is the best thing for me. And I'm hoping that, when I've kind of gathered my energy back up again from all this emotional upset and pain, that I can just become the stronger girl I need to be again, be reconnected to my soul, because I have found that whilst all this upset and pain's going on, it kind of disconnects me more from my own soul and being. And that is never a good thing. It's a really big flashing warning sign. Do not go here. So in other words, do not get back with a Tunisian guy. Your friend, do not, do not think about relationship with them and being there, because you can't go there with them. And just I just, I just think you should be like, you should just be really loving yourself. And I think that if someone stops you from literally feeling good about yourself, I don't think it's the right person for you. And I don't want to energy drain. Like for my future, I'm going to be helping asexuals for a lot of years to come. I know I said I'm going to conclude this video, but I'm still doing a long conclusion. And I see myself helping asexuals for years to come. I see myself doing lots of books, lots of talks, lots of podcasts, and I'm going to need a hell of a lot of energy for that. I'm going to need a lot of dedication, a lot of time, and I cannot be getting distracted with a relationship, with any emotional upset and that. And I shouldn't even be contemplating that a relationship's going to be that way. And if any person makes me feel that way, which they do and they have done, and they would do, then I need to make sure I'm not in doing that at all, because at the end of the day, I don't want an energy drainer in my life. I don't want someone who's bringing me down, or I have to worry about, have to be anxious about, because they can't behave themselves basically and act like an adult. I need to just be on my own, where I know where I am, I know what I'm doing, I gather my energy, I've got, I'm driven. Now I've kind of released You're Worth So Much. Thank you. Now now I've kind of sorted the thing out with my friend. Like they said I'm a best friend, and one of their best friends, and they want me to be like always in their life, and they value my friendship. And I think we've sorted all out, because they're recreating themselves, and that's good. I'm happy with that. I can park that now. I said we can only ever be friends. I've put that out there, especially as they are right now. So, that's good. It's kind of settled. It's kind of done. I'm fixed on that now. Like it's kind of a compartment. It's been pushed into a compartment in my life, and it's in a neat, tidy package now. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's fine. And so I don't have to worry about that anymore. It's like, that's in the package, that's done, that's sorted. Tunisian guy, I can't do anything with about that. It's not to me to change him. It's up to him to change himself. And like I said, I doubt he's implemented any of the things he's learning. He's changed his name twice on Facebook already. Clearly, what the hell is your actual name? And I bet his profile's still the same way and everything. I don't see any change. And his contradiction in the postcard, it's like loads about like missing me, still into me, and then adoring me, but then also saying about about it being difficult. It was difficult to get over me, or something, like it was a past. So that's contradictory, and I just can't be with him. And so I have to move on in my life, and I really need a guy by my side who'll be businesslike and who'll really support me, and who will just be there for me like a rock. And so I don't have to worry about him. I don't have to worry about him with women. I can just know that he's strong and steadfast, and he's only got my best interests at heart, and he's very mature for his age, and he's young but got a sensible head on him, and I just think until I find that type of person, but I feel I've got a long way to go. I feel like I've got years that I've got to just knuckle down to my career and to making myself as happy and secure in myself as possible. I think that will be much better when I get into a future relationship, if I can make myself more secure. But also just by agreeing with myself not to have a relationship for some time, and just by realizing my personal powers with myself, is much more empowering. I feel like because I've got the friendship thing sorted out, that's kind of done and parked now. Tunisian guy might end up watching this secretly, so he'll probably understand what's going on with him now. Best of luck with that. And so that's kind of sorted, done. It isn't kind of completely sorted and done, is it? Because there's still feelings there, but that's the way it is for now. Categorically, change yourself over 5 years to even think about having a chance, and I doubt then it would even happen, because I'll probably either still love being single, won't be able to trust him to ever get back into a relationship with him ever again, and I can have a better guy for me anyway. So you know, I just think that I feel like I'm getting my energy back, but because I've just been so emotional, like in the last week, it's going to take a while for me to get that back. But I feel just by, you know, releasing the fact that I'm not going to be in a relationship with any of these guys and having that other guy as just as a friend now, like that's fixed. I just feel like I've got some of my connection back to myself. And you know when someone's taking you away from your own soul and disconnecting you, that you're feeling a disconnect, that this person's not right for you to be in a relationship with, because you cannot be spending years of your life disconnected from yourself. If someone's becoming between you and your own soul, there's a real problem there. You are worth so much. Thank you, Sandra. Oh, lots of love. You know, and so, yeah, I think that's a really big telltale sign if someone's wrong for you. Because if you are literally feeling a disconnect from your own soul, that person's coming in between you and yourself, you shouldn't feel that way. You should feel like in a protective bubble with that person, and that they are pushing you more towards being the best version of you, more towards being the real you, because they see the real you and they love it. Not they pick at it and they don't like it or put you down or belittle you, but they actually kind of push you more towards yourself. They push you to be a better version of you and to be more in alignment with yourself, and to support you. You know, that's what true love should feel like. It should feel like you're lifting someone up, you're supporting them, you're making them happy. That's what was quite upsetting about the Tunisian guy as well. When in some of the conversations, like, "Oh, I'm here to make you happy," but he didn't actually do that. You know, overall, it was like a lot of tears in the end. You know, so potential was there, but it, you know, it's like, yeah. So yeah, I think, like I said, you know, if there's, I just can't do it. Like, my anxiety is a really big indicator when something's wrong. And I woke up with horrendous anxiety over my friend, and I'm like, I've got to tell them I cannot be in a relationship with them. I can only ever be their friend, especially as they are now in the moment, because I can't accept someone who lies at all. I can't trust them, you know. And so, you know, I've got to tell them that, but I'll tell them the truth about how I feel, but also you know, everything, because I was like, I'm scared, anxious, nervous about blah blah blah. I'm scared, anxious, nervous about this, and I just listed the whole, like, it's a huge long email, like a huge long letter. Takes me ages to do, but it's like purging and expressing how I feel, and it's kind of like that's how I have to do it to do it for me. It feels better for me, you know, to do it like that, and it feels like, you know, I'm getting things out in the open. Because when I bottle any of that sort of stuff up, it just feels like it's going to explode inside me, and it just makes me feel upset and in pain, and I can't live like that. I know my anxiety is a really thing that just, as soon as it starts off, it just literally, it like knots my stomach up and makes me feel like I'm being stabbed in the tummy, and I have to do something immediately to get myself out of it. And usually it's walking away from a situation, especially relationship type stuff. It's like, no, I cannot do this. I'm not going to be in this grey area. I'm just going to cut it. And it's like, this is a clarity that I've addressed to the situation now. And this is, you know, this is it now. Categorically, this is it, you know? And so I like, oh, excuse me, I like it, you know? So that's much better for me. It's much more healthy. And I'm just looking forward, like tomorrow I've got my best friend Andy coming to look after me. And I should get some time with my parents and Angel. I think it'd be really good for me to get out of my flat. I think that's been a bit energy draining, like staying in all the time, because I'm an extroverted person. I get energy from being around other people. So the more I spend time on my own, that kind of energy is more lacking in me. And it's kind of like, bit like a rag doll, and so, you know, I think it's really important to boost yourself up, boost your self-esteem, boost your confidence up, and realize that things that are energy draining you, and just deplete them, get rid of them out of your life for good, or do something with them, like to change it. Like with my friend, the actions I took changed that situation to be a good situation for me now, you know. And so I just think it's, you know, much better for you. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you for now. Thank you, Liam, for being here. I have appreciated you being here. I hope you feel better soon. I would say to anyone who's feeling down, make sure you do get some therapy, including you, Liam. He lost a precious person. Thank you, Liam. He did lose a precious person. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, I would be, if I was in his shoes, I would really miss me as well, because I'd be like, she was stunningly beautiful. She adored me. She loved me. And she would have probably been with me for the rest of my life, and she would have just been supportive of me and always made me happy. But anyway, it's his own, it's his own doing, isn't it, really? I was going to say fault, but I don't like, but yes, he was the one who made fun of me and threatened to leave me, so I had no choice but to just go. Don't stay around a person like that who doesn't respect you, who thinks it's funny and stuff like that. And who would rather have fake, I'm not saying all his Facebook friends are bad, I'm really not, but there are some people on there that clearly, from what I gather, he's just picked up over the years of, like customers, and which he shouldn't be doing anyway and stuff like that. And it's like, you'd rather laugh at my expense and threaten to leave me and keep some of your like Facebook people that are not really your true friends or don't even care about you. You value your Facebook friends over me. I'm not saying he hasn't got some genuine friends on there, because he does. He has a best friend, guy friend in the UK. That's different, because I think it's healthy to have some other friends, not just me. But I'm saying about like valuing people who are strangers who you don't really know, who just get added as a Facebook friend, who not really, like, they're not really close to you. Like, I think people should be having their Facebook, if they're not using it for business, for people who are just close to them, like proper true friends. The majority of the time, that's what they should be doing. But yeah, so I'm thinking, you instead of actually being an adult and saying, okay, like, I've already told Sandra I've got all these people from my past that I don't really speak to anymore, like, let me sort it out and do it. It's just like, threatening to leave me laughing. It's just awful, absolutely awful. I mean, it was lots of laughing as well. I was so devastated that he could do that, and I was just like, you just don't take it seriously. You just don't value the way I feel about you. I'm just some sort of joke to you. You're not even serious about me. That's why when I look at this postcard now and how he feels about me, it's like, well, that's not the impression you gave me in the end. The impression you gave me is you think it's funny that I have feelings for you and that I want the best for our relationship and, well, dating scenario, if you like, in that sense, because I said I can actually be in a full relationship in less than until he got over to the UK. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you value all your Facebook friends, all of them, like including the kind of fake ones probably, and the people you've never met in your life before, and the people you just added because you fancied them and want their phone numbers, a bit like a flirtatious stuff, it's just really bad. I do think that guy should have his own friends. I do think he should have some friends on Facebook, but I think he should be picky. I love you, Sandra. Thank you. I appreciate that. Lots of love to you too. I know. I just think, like you said, he lost a precious person, and I'm sorry for him, really. I'm sorry that he treated me that way as well. I really am. I didn't deserve that, I don't think anyone deserves that treatment, and I'm glad that I got away and was able to rebuild my life again, and I am staying on track, getting my energy back, and going to just move full steam ahead. Anyway, I am going to go now. I love you lots, Liam. Love everyone. Take care. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it before you go. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live. Right now, post a new video. I just have to say, if you are feeling down, depressed or suicidal, please contact the Samaritans. They're usually online, open 365 days a year. Contact therapists and stuff, because no one should be living with depression on their own or any negative thoughts, feelings, emotions. Please get some help, Liam, and anyone else who's watching this. I have to say that. And lots of love to you. Take care. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. Lots of love to you. Bye. Bye. Bye.